Gold prices then obviously coming under heavy selling pressure after the strong jobs data from the United States on Friday. Very inflationary. Remember, gold doesn't like it when we're in the time of potential raising rates or higher for longer. Gold thrives in times of low rates, QE, but we're nowhere near getting that from the FOMC. So very much inflationary there. And obviously, gold could take a double whammy and come under some further significant pressure depending on CPI, which is expected to remain inflationary from the United States this week. So let's keep an eye on that. Now, technically here, obviously, we've got quite a little bit of traffic in the way of further greater downside for gold, but we're doing what we said we were set out to do for gold. And ultimately, remember I said that ultimately, the key is that we come down to the lows of March. So this big wick and go and challenge that to the downside and into 4K pocket, just sub 4K, even 3.9K. So looking for that further downside at the moment. Just obviously keep in mind that we've had big moves there on Friday. We're trying to grind down this area of liquidity where we're at now, if I mind my big head, sort of $4,325. You can see that here, right? And we're trying to grind that down. This could just slip through and we drop and go and fill that wick. Obviously, ahead of a complete wick filling, we look at this little area here. 42.50, nice and psychological. Once that gives ground, you know what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to be slipping into this pocket here, that wick of 4.1K, and then we'll be looking at sort of 4K, 3,900. Right now, we're just flirting around key area of liquidity near term, the Asian range low. A little bit of fluctuation there. Structure obviously remains incredibly bearish, but just keep in mind that we could have, potential pullbacks before drops. But it would maybe nice to see. Obviously, we're already coming into this area here. Maybe we tap that, pull back into this key area, and then ultimately we do this, right? But in terms of actual ongoing analysis, daily trade ideas, macro, and obviously AI powered, you can check out the link in the description or somewhere in this article. You can get free access to that through our sponsor, VT Markets. Stay lit, stay blessed, and I'll catch you on the next one.